even though I'm en route to a milli. Cash rules everything around me. I'm only in it for the bounty. How the hell did you ever doubt me?
Alright, so boom. I think by far one of the scariest things that can happen for you is to not enjoy sex or not enjoy the interaction that you're having with a girl, or if you're about that life, guy on guy, right? Sex is one of the most pleasurable things. The level of dopamine you get from sex is unmatched. But what happens when you watch a lot of porn is you just get desensitized to it. So, you know, on this channel, I'll try to be as very honest, blatant, cutthroat as possible. I've talked about my own issues with erectile dysfunction, courtesy of porn, and, you know, overall, like, porn and NoFap, all that stuff. But I think, arguably, one of the scariest things that you can experience is to have no feeling when you're having sex with a girl or whatever, right? I can firsthand tell you, right? Like, when you get head from a girl or you're trying to penetrate, and then you're so desensitized to the act that you must feel nothing. There's nothing scarier than that. It's cause like you feel like your dick is broken pretty much. It's like, you know, as a guy, right? We put in a lot of work to approach X or Y, Z girl, go on X amount of dates, maybe 2 or 3 dates, and then escalate sexually. You just do a lot of work, right, to, you know, get sex or to have sex with a girl, whatever it is. If you're not famous or like just famous, well known like that, you have to go out there and actually approach the girls. Girls aren't just coming to you. They might give you choosing signals here and there, but you still have to like go up and approach, ask for the number or give her your number or whatever, and then set up a date and stuff like that. So unless you're famous, girls aren't coming to you like that. So there's nothing more disappointing, nothing more heartbreaking than to have a girl, you know, giving you head or you penetrating a girl, but you're not feeling anything. Especially if you're gonna wear a condom too. Like, let's not even talk about like going raw. You know, when you have a condom, there's less, you know, skin to skin contact, there's less fluidity, right? So when you have a condom, it's already, you know, not as pleasurable. But now you watched all this porn, you're under the PID, porn-induced erectile dysfunction, and now not only is it hard to enjoy it raw, but now if you're actually trying to be safe, you can't even enjoy it with like a condom. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. So there's a couple different types of ways that porn-induced erectile dysfunction happens to you, right? First of all, and I've experienced not all, but a decent amount of them. First of all, is you can't get hard. She's giving you head, whatever it is, but you just can't get hard. You just can't get it up. Second of all, you can't stay hard. Maybe she did give you head, or maybe you were having sex, but then you keep losing the erection time and time again, and that in itself is also like, whoa. It's like your manhood right here, bro. It's like, yo, this is essentially what separates you from a girl, right? And the fact that you can't keep it up and, you know, pleasure her with your thing, is very like, it humbles you, to say the least. And I made a whole video about my whole erectile dysfunction story. I'll probably leave it up here if you want to check it out. But it's very humbling, very, very humbling. Like, in all honesty,
many months later. So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new.
It is not a permanent, you know, issue. It's temporary. The main solution to PIED or erectile dysfunction in general is to stop watching porn. Usually for most people, based on my studies and based on the forums that I've gone through, it doesn't last more than 2 weeks or so. So if you can go about 2 weeks straight with no watching porn, you can start getting a lot of that feeling, and that desensitization starts to wear off. Because because sex is so pleasurable, right? If you let's say you're constantly masturbating every day or every other day, but it's more than 3 or 4 times a week, you're doing it on a daily basis pretty much, right? Maybe even you're doing it multiple times in a day. Once you have that dopamine pleasure, it almost becomes that almost becomes like your new norm of life, right? You're constantly having that dopamine level, so everything else in comparison to this is like trash. Like going to the gym may not be as pleasurable. Going to holler at a girl may not be as pleasurable, but this right here, I'm guaranteed to get an orgasm every time. This porn thing, a girl's not gonna flake on me. Porn is always reliable, pretty much. You think of porn as like that reliable, consistent sex, but like everything else is like, shit, I gotta go pay this bill. I gotta go to work. I don't feel like going to work today. I don't feel like approaching this girl or that girl, whatever it is, right? And it's very similar to like money. They say once you make, I think it's about 200K in a year, there's only a certain amount there's only so much money you can make where you can't really spend it all. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like a basis level of income that you can make that can no longer make you happy. You know what I'm saying? I think the mark is like 200K or 150K, something like that. I think 100K and up per year. What is it? Yeah, I think it's about 200K. Once you start getting to that 200K per year range, there's only a certain amount of income that you can add to that'll actually make you happy, right? Because like, what are you gonna really spend all this stuff on? Like, there's only so much you can spend on stuff that will make you happy. A lot of stuff is very like, you're happy for the first 2 months, 6 months, whatever it is, then you gotta find something new that makes you happy again, right? And much like that, once you get to a certain level of like watching porn a lot on a consistent basis, it's like everything else in comparison is trash. It's complete trash. Other garbage, right? Because like this porn thing, just watching this girl have sex, or watching this guy, or whatever it is you're watching, it's consistent. You know what you're gonna get. You know what you like, and you can experiment with other. This is how people start to lose track of their sexuality, pretty much. You're watching this person. You can guarantee to orgasm. No girl's gonna reject you. Rather than deal with the stress of life, let me just get a quick dopamine fix, and boom, I'm good. I'm chilling.
Someone that and they ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
And I think that just the scariest thing about not doing NoFap and not practicing semen retention and not like constantly busting nuts is the fact that you just become desensitized to everything around you. Everything else around you is just like nothing. It's like, why try? Right? Because like porn is like so easily accessible. It's free for the most part. All you need is a Wi-Fi connection, a phone, or some type of electronic device, and you're good to go. It's not like weed or alcohol where you actually have to leave your house, pay for it, and then come back and indulge in it, right? It's like it's so accessible, it's so readily available that it's no wonder that some people can abuse it. And I just want to like keep it real, right? The desire to masturbate or to like have sex isn't the issue. It's the way that porn rewires you to, cause like you're having sex with the baddest girls, the biggest butt, the biggest fat ass, whatever it is, the biggest boobs in the world, and then there's a reason why we call certain girls, in your opinion, right? Certain girls to you might be a dime, and other girls are not a dime. But for the most part, we don't see a dime all the time. But on porn, for the most part, every girl is a dime. Every girl is like, very attractive. And if you're constantly having that as like your baseline of women, every other girl that has any type of remote interest in you is like trash. And it's important to have high standards, but like no girl compares to typically no what compares to like the porn girl. Plus, on top of that, always remember that they're acting. These girls are acting, getting paid to screen, getting paid to do the most for the money, pretty much. All I'm saying for y'all that are watching this video is please manage your porn take, manage your porn intake. 2 weeks, usually for the most part, if you can go 2 weeks without watching porn, you get a lot of the desensitization will wear off. You get the feeling back. You actually get hard at the sight of an actual girl or your girlfriend. But usually about 2 weeks. But if you, although those 2 weeks will kind of be a recovery, 2 to 3 weeks will be a recovery. If you go back to watching porn, the PIED can reoccur and start affecting you again. But any of y'all want to know the strategies, the meditation practices, the certain foods that you should be eating that make the recovery process a lot easier and a foolproof way to never relapse again, check out my mini course, mini email series right here. Link in my description. Check it out. Watch all that shit. I appreciate you. God bless. Much love. Peace and joy. Namaste. And always remember, always, 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 if it doesn't feed you, don't water it. I'll see y'all in the next video. Deuces.
Keep the real around me. Intrusive, nothing ever easy. Nothing's ever easy. I told them one day I was gonna make it. Guess they didn't want to believe me.